All right, everyone. Kind of a unique segment here. Obviously without Andrew, this was unexpected, so we're just kind of throwing the show together this week. We were going to cover the NBA offseason, which I'll get into after this story as to why I hate Philadelphia.
But we have to first bring up, I think the very first episode that we had, you bring up, oh, I hate Philly.
Yeah, I said F that city, and I never
You were going to explain why, and we haven't had a chance, so we thought, why not?
And then we'll do kind of like a fireside chat, and it'll be very civil. Okay, so we went to Washington, D.C. on our annual road trip, me, Tim, my dad, and Kevin, and had a great time. And it just so happened, we always catch a baseball game on these trips. So we were like, okay, we can go to the Nationals, we can go to Baltimore, we can go to, any really East Coast team. And we actually ended up getting two. We saw a game at Washington National Stadium, which was pretty cool, Braves and Nationals. Very welcoming fans. Love Washington's fan base. I was super happy to see it win the World Series last year.
They did the baby shark.
Baby shark. They loved my Abreu shirt because I wore that to the game. I mean, they were just awesome. Except the hot dog was like $18 and it tasted like crap. But so then we're heading back, okay, and we planned to stop in Philadelphia for 2 days. And it just so happened that they were playing the White Sox that weekend. And it was awesome. I'm like, we have to go to this game. My dad's like, yeah, sure. We'll go to the White Sox game. So we go over there. Beautiful ballpark. I mean, we knew, Manny told us Philly fans are really rude because he's a Cowboy fan and gets into it all the time. And I'm like, okay, how bad can they be?
I mean, they face the Cowboys. They're in their division.
Yeah, I mean, those are kind of two respected franchises. So we go in there, the White Sox, and we're rebuilding. I mean, this isn't the worst of the worst, but this is a pretty bad White Sox team. Okay, and we're going up against a mediocre Philadelphia Phillies team who just signed Bryce Harper, who has all these high expectations and shit. So we're walking around, and it's a nice ballpark.
They're in playoff contention.
They're in playoff contention. This is early August. It was like August 2nd, I think, was the date of the game. And so, we're walking around. We get to see Ivan Nova warming up in the bullpen, and that was real cool. Nice stadium. And so we settle into our seats. We go upstairs, and we always like to move down a little bit, and we didn't know if we'd be able to in a crowded stadium, because the White Sox, you just walk right down. Yes, I know, Jack, they get like 3 people there a game. Go fuck yourself.
I was half their attendance last year.
Yeah, good one, man. That's classic.
Not really.
So anyway, we settle into our seats, and we literally haven't even sit down. And we get a group of like 3 guys and like 2 women, and the women join later. But, and like right off the bat, they're very hostile to us. And we're like, or they seemed welcoming, and they're like, White Sox fans, like, what the hell are you guys doing here? You guys even exist? Ha ha. We're like, okay, they're being fun. We're going to have a fun, productive conversation. If you guys know us, you know my dad, he's easygoing, he doesn't like, he's not confrontational. He knows how to joke, and so we're like, okay, cool, we'll have these guys to joke around with. The White Sox suck. I mean, we're not going anywhere. So the game gets going. And this guy just keeps getting more intense and more intense. It was a 1-2-3, or no, actually Abreu hit a home run in the first inning, so I'm celebrating. Nothing disrespectful, like, yeah, screw you, nothing like that. Just like, yeah, what up? Jose Abreu just went deep in the first inning. So then they go, it's like probably a 1-2-3 inning, and then the top of the second, it's a 1-2-3 inning for the White Sox. So this guy gets up, yeah, oh my God, a 1-2-3 inning. You see that like twice a year. Oh my God, we're the best team ever. Go Phillies, yeah, Phillies. I'm like,
he actually said that, by the way.
Yeah, he actually said, like, 1-2-3 innings happen, like, twice a year.
He was hyped.
Yeah, he was super hyped because he just retired Yomer Sanchez, frickin' Jeff Keppinger, and, one other loser on the White Sox from last year. And so I'm like, okay, this guy's getting a little too intense. I'm like, dude, we literally had a 1-2-3 inning in the first. And then we actually end up getting a 1-2-3 inning, so now I'm getting into it with him. And my dad and him were kind of going back and forth about the cities because, he wanted to find out a little bit about Chicago. We wanted to find out a little bit about Philadelphia. And so my dad made a joke or something about how Philadelphia kind of sucks with, like, its skyline, or like a big statue that was removed or something like that. And the guy started to get irritated. So now the competitor's getting out. And Tim's a little intimidated at this point. Kevin's a little intimidated too. They think a fight might break out. Because there was actually a time where my dad almost got into a fight at a White Sox game. But that's for another time.
With the 5-year-old girl.
No, that's not true. It was like
She's
a 400-pound.
We're not worried about that.
He's a 400-pound Cub fan.
Yeah,
we're talking about
this. So anyway, they get into it. Tim's kind of scared. He's like, don't let anything happen. And at this point, then my dad kind of said, I think they might have gotten up and left. And they're like, He's like, yeah, this guy's just a dick. I mean, like, we're not even gonna get into it. Like, I thought we could joke around with him, and he's just taking this way too seriously. So
he also brought up, he's like, how are the White Sox doing?
Yeah, how are the White Sox doing? And I'm like, we're in the middle of a rebuild, and, you know, we're having a good year. I mean, we've won, we were on a winning streak at that point. We caught fire at the back half of the season. And so like, yeah, we're not a bad team, but we're rebuilding.
He's
we're
like,
not anywhere to compete.
What's your record? And we didn't really know.
Yeah,
we
so
just knew we were bad.
We're hovering around 500, you know, because you got to save some pride as a team. And, you know, they're in mediocrity, which is the worst place to be in all of sports. And I'm like, yeah, how's Bryce Harper working out for you? Bryce Harper actually went 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. And every time he'd strike out, we go, oh, 300 million, yeah, right in the toilet. And we were getting on him, and he's getting frustrated. And this was actually the game that went into like 15 innings, where like outfielders played pitcher and pitchers played outfielder, and there was a diving catch and stuff.
I saw that game.
And so Tim was right. We probably should have stayed. He wanted to stay. The White Sox walked it off, or didn't walk it off, but. Anyway, this lady gets involved in it, and she's been like quiet the whole time. And I'm like, "What the hell are you doing, talking to me about my White Sox?" She's like,
"Where are the Sox
what
from?
are the White Sox known for?" And I'm like, so thrown off by this question. I'm like, what is a baseball team known for? And I'm like, well, being the best team in all of the whole world. And the guy's, you're a joke. You're such a liar. I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on? Like, we're not I just told you, our team is sub 500, and now we're the best team in Chicago. I just didn't know how to answer your stupid question. Like, oh, what are we known for?
You should have asked her, like...
You know, having granite, dirt infield. Yes, that's what we're known for.
You should have told her what are Philly fans known for other than being douchebags.
I should have. But
again,
we didn't really want to get confrontational because we didn't know like what the dynamic was. But they were so freaking hostile. Yeah. And the entire game, I mean.
And then the guy, like, later in the game, he searched up on his phone what the White Sox record was, and we were like under 20 games under 500. He's like, you guys are so wrong. It's 20 games under 500. We're hovering around 500. You guys suck.
No. And then we kind of got into like other sports debate. I think that was like one of the first things they said was, oh, you're from Chicago. Oh, 2 words, double doink, and they're all high-fiving each other and, you know, touching each other's nipples and stuff. It's like,
I didn't comment on I was pretty sure I told the guy that I was a Packer fan.
Yeah, I don't know if...
And he said, oh, you guys suck too.
But he legitimately ruined the fun out of baseball because I wasn't focused on the game. I was focused on how I could get in this guy's head.
Jersey on.
That would have been crazy. Like, I want to go to Philadelphia for another game. And I'm pretty sure this guy has season tickets and sits in that same spot because when Bryce Harper walked it up against the Cubs game on WGN, it's like the Phillies' famous clip, so they play it all the time because they were down like 8 runs in the 8th inning. And I swear, I saw the guy. He had a Scott Kingery jersey, which, okay, you're a Philly fan, you know, I like my younger players who no one's really heard of. He's a serviceable player. So I'm like, okay, you like Scott Kingery, no big deal. But I saw the jersey in celebration. It was the exact same seats. So I have a feeling this guy sits there every time. So I will make it a mission, if they open up stadiums, to go to a Phillies game and just hound this guy. Because he legitimately ruined an entire city. Like, we gave him the name Cum Dumpster. And like that's all we talked about the rest of the trip was how big of a douchebag Cum Dumpster was.
If you guys know him from Philadelphia, tag him.
Yeah, old gray guy, sort of like buzz cut hair, glasses, like skinnier than Kevin's, almost like Mr. Sachs glasses if you're familiar with those.
They look like what's his name?
But yeah, just not a fan of Philadelphia.
And then Philadelphia.
The only thing Philadelphia has that I'll give to them is a bell.
Yeah, and it's not even that cool. You have to wait in a huge line.
And then for a crack, that year the Phillies
crack on the bell
did not make the playoffs.
And yeah, they choked and didn't make the playoffs. But then, like Kevin said, we all got sick on their Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. We had to delay going home because Tim was in the bathroom forever.
Thank you, Philly, for making me shit my brains
so
out.
Philly is just not a good
Philly
city.
cheesesteak.
Also, it's very dirty. It's like there's a lot of trash.
Philly. What do you think of Eagles?
There's strip clubs like every other block.
Yeah, it's not a good city. So screw Philly.
Yeah, screw Philly.
And it's all because of that man.
Screw that man. Screw the E-gals. Everybody there sucks.
All
you guys do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hate I'm so happy that the Blackhawks won that Stanley Cup against them. I didn't even know that this would come into play, but I'm
should
just
have mentioned
so happy.
that.
I know, we thought of it later.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was just, we were so thrown off, because you go to a game, and yes, I know there's not too many White Sox fans, and like, when you're at your home stadium, there's not too many
There were
guys
like two.
you get into confrontations with, except maybe the Cubs game, I was going off against this guy who was a Baez fan the one time.
If we were the Astros and we were cheated, I could see being.
Yeah, this guy had
Haunted.
no reason to hate, like legitimately
Yeah, we're
hate.
not
Should've
rivals.
been.
We don't play you
Should've
every
been
Play
year.
them like
once every 3 years.
5 years, yeah, 4 years.
And that was the thing. It's like, why are you like hating on this team? I mean, we beat you, so obviously we're better, and I think we are. We were the better team. We are the better team now. But like, dude, like, calm down. Let us enjoy our game. Like, and we probably should have moved, but again, it was just like we want to think of things to say, and back and forth like the whole night. There was a lot of tension in those 2 rows. And I'll never forget that.
It should have been like, hey, championship games are the most important. What was the last time that a Chicago team played a Philly team in a championship game? What happened?
You know, like we will all the Wildcasters will take a quest, and we will go and visit that man,
I think we
and we'll jump them. What?
The Blackhawks
We probably did.
No, I
Did
don't
you?
think we did.
You guys should have.
I know. I wish we did,
We did.
because
Yeah.
Kaner literally stole the Stanley
Yeah.
Cup from them. So fuck you, Philly.